Okay, Jimmy, this will be very easy. If we get this right, I'll play the intro, add us all in, and you can introduce us, and all I have to do is add the outro, and this will be out the next day. You just have to make sure not to mess up. Okay? Okay, going in 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, guys?
Pixel, you're keeping this in. Pixel, you are keeping this in. Executive.
Who did this?
You're keeping this in.
Did it on purpose.
Leadership.
Hey guys, welcome back to Madman with the Box with another review. We're talking about Big Finish. What is it? Out of Time 2, Gates of Hell. We got the Aussie Oz Chris. We got Animated Concepts Gervain, the CEO. Then we got the writer of many great comics, Landry Q. Walker. Now let's get into this, okay? Okay, we got
Pixel is here, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, what you guys think about this one? This one was I personally really liked it. I want to know what you guys' thoughts. Chris, you're the Big Finish expert. We're gonna start with you and go around the clock.
I enjoyed this. I think it was really good. I think, well, obviously because of their family relationship, Tennant and Davidson work so well together.
Yeah.
Their scenes together is great. I love their chemistry. You have a hat on your hat rack. I love when Ten is nostalgic for his past, as we saw when they met in Time Crash, which they reference. Nice little reference to that. So I really enjoyed this story. I think more of the focus was, I just cared more about the doctors meeting each other instead of just like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot there was Cybermen in this story because I was more focused on just the doctors interacting with each other.
Yeah, there was like a 10-minute gap where they didn't say Cybermen once, and then when they brought it up, I was like, oh yeah. So
This is a Cybermen story. But yeah, I quite enjoyed this one. So I'm definitely going to go check out the other out-of-time stories as well. I haven't listened to the Fourth Doctor one with the Daleks. And we got 6 with Weeping Angels coming out next month.
Might as well check it out. It's 6.
Jimmy will begrudgingly check it out.
Yeah. All right, Animated Con, in parentheses, Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed it too. I think much like, well, I would say much like Chris put it a different way. It's like, I agree. I actually enjoyed Joseph DeLong more as the goody baddie, as they put it in the commentary. In the episode, I thought he was a lot stronger than the Cybermen. I too actually forgot at certain points that the Cybermen were involved until basically, the end of the story. I was not as impressed with Agent Drake. That was one of the things I really liked about this episode. Like listening to Tennant and why am I blanking on this name right now? And Peter Davidson. Listening to them, it sounded like I was watching an actual Doctor Who episode. When she came on for me, she kind of took me out of it. It just, her presentation as Drake just didn't quite hit with me. But Tennant is really good at these audio plays. It's like, it's almost just like I feel like I'm watching the show even though I'm just listening to it. But I thought overall it was a great episode. Yeah,
I will say, I think we talked about this earlier. Tina Drake, because of how she sounds, I legitimately thought like it was the Doctor traveling with Perry.
Yeah,
I legitimately thought it was Perry.
Yeah, 100%.
Is it me or was she American?
I think
She sounded like she's
Shelley
doing fake.
Conn is the actress. Let me have a look to see.
Because I have a hard time hearing British accents now, and so like I have to ask.
She's not really American.
Yeah, I would have gone with young American too. Yeah, I agree with you. Like,
in that moment where he goes, Tina Turner. No, that's not it. Anyone like probably my age or younger doesn't understand that. but I do. I'm so happy we have a little bit older people on this podcast who understand that reference. And I'm not talking about Landry. Don't give me that look. No, both of you. No, both of you. Yes. You guys know Tina Turner. Like Pixel.
Yeah, a little bit.
Pixel, Chris, you guys know who Tina Turner is?
Yes.
I'm surprised. I'm proud of you guys.
Everyone here knows who Tina Turner is. You underestimate her.
Well, I'm saying
No.
normally they don't get the musical references, so like, I gotta do it.
Where is this coming from? I don't understand.
We
Why are you on attack today, Jimmy?
We talked about Aerosmith in the past, and you didn't understand what I was talking about. That's
When
why
are
I
you
brought.
talking about that?
We talked about Aerosmith. No, we're not getting in a fight on stream, okay?
We do it every other week.
Breaking up. But Landry, you got to give us your thoughts, man.
Okay. All right. I liked it in general. I was not a real big fan of the time agent, but I don't really like the time agents that much in general as a concept in Doctor Who. I didn't really like it with Captain Jack a whole bunch. I find that when you make time travel so ubiquitous, it is so accessible throughout the galaxy or universe in Doctor Who, it makes the Time Lords a little less, and the Daleks, who else we know have time travel, it makes time travel a little less special. The idea of this, if they're going to, now I'm speaking specifically of the TV shows, and I know that we're talking about a Big Finish production here, and I feel like Chris could probably jump in and tell me where this has been heavily explored in the ancillary material. I hope you can. But within the show, they throw the idea of time agents at us and never do anything with it. Not of consequence.
They did, and Let's Kill Hitler.
Were those time?
But they're not time agents.
I thought they were
something
time
else.
agents.
No. They're just people that got access to time travel and decided we're going to punish people that weren't punished in the past.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought they were time agents. Never
No.
mind.
If they
But
had,
You're right.
if they had explored that as part of the time agency, I might have liked it. I mean, I would like if maybe we had seen somebody dragged to the courts of the time agency and all this. Suddenly we're in Loki now. I don't know.
Time agents are just the TVA.
Yeah.
It's the TVA. I just didn't. So I didn't. I found she was completely distracting, and my best guess was that she existed only via the narrative device who would connect multiple parts of this this whatever this series is together. I could be wrong. I just felt like maybe she would. And maybe the time agents have been really well explored in Big Finish, or else no? Oh my god. Okay.
They are incompetent. Whenever it always has to be either the Doctor or even Missy or the Master that takes the stage. The time agents are kind of incompetent.
I mean, if Captain Jack can
Aside
them,
aside
probably
from
are really-
aside from Captain Jack, every other time agent that has appeared are kind of incompetent at their jobs.
well, technically that doesn't count because he lost his memory, so it wouldn't really.
But when he was a time agent, he wasn't great either. And as he didn't really, without the Doctor, what was he really accomplishing there as a time agent? He caused the problem, didn't he? In the
But Jack is more like he's more like a thief pretending to be. I don't know what he is. It to me, it always came out like he just stole a device from a time agent and then pretended to be that. The Jadoon do a better job of enforcing than the time agent.
That's a good point.
The Jadoon that's the Jadoon, I believe, as a police force. They set them up well as
Exactly.
one, and we can see their structure. The time agents are just time agents. The so I also thought the woman was Perry when she first spoke, and I would have liked a little more. I don't know, acerbic conflict between the two versions of the Doctor. They got along better than I really wanted to see. I kind of like it when the Doctor fights with himself, and I just didn't get enough of that. Otherwise, great acting, interesting story. It gets a solid 8 in my book, but those two that it's missing, it didn't have to miss.
Sorry, Pixel, go ahead.
No, go ahead with your thing first, and then I'll give my thoughts.
I was gonna say, like, the thing no one's brought up that I think really hits it hard for me that I really appreciate was the music and score for this really sets the mood of, oh, this really could be the gates of hell. Like, it really feels like you're at the gates of hell. And the Cyberman voice, every story has a different style of Cyberman voice, and that voice fit the mood of this episode in particularly great.
I like the Cyberman voice a lot.
Pixel.
I also really like this. I think that. Am I cutting out already?
Oh, you're good.
No, you're good now.
Yeah. I really did like this. I actually disagree with Landry a little bit here because I'm used to doctors fighting more than getting along. So here, seeing these two, which honestly, they're the most compatible, I feel, when it comes to doctors, and they have that energy. I mean, you have 5, who's the youngest face of Classic Who, and then you have 10, who also has that kind of youthfulness, even though he was outdone by Matt Smith with that. But he still had that.
Matt Smith is younger, but he plays older better.
He plays the oldest Doctor.
Yeah, he does. He really does. So I agree with you on that. I agree with their compatibility.
Yeah. Tennant is the Peter Pan one. That's what Tennant is.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
yes.
So with the two of them working things out, there's actually a moment when they go and break into the library to look over articles or City Hall, whatever. And they look through these records, and 5 looks at 10, and he says, this is actually kind of nice when it's not big explosions. Of course, then the explosion happens, but they're able to take a moment. And that's why at the end, whenever these two finally are about to separate, 5 is like, well, and to imply that they might do a little more together. That's fun. I like that. I like how fun this is. I actually think this is solid 9. Personally, I would take 1 away because I feel like the Cybermen element of the story is a little weak at times. Like it's definitely there, but other than that,
it's not a constant threat. It doesn't feel like a constant threat.
Yep. You know what? This has another fantastic actor in it who plays kind of a villain, but is actually just a victim. It's Mark Gatiss. Yeah!
Jimmy, you're getting some more Mark Gatiss in your life.
I like him as an actor. I don't like him as a writer. I've been through this.
When I heard his name, I thought of you.
By the way, I didn't even know. I didn't even know it was him.
He didn't use like a pseudonym or like a fake name. Since Mark loves to do that a lot.
Mark Gay Dick?
No. It has to be his name, but like the letters.
But there's like a hyphen in between it, so he's a dick because I don't like him.
No, Jimmy. That's just how you.
I'm petty. I get it. I'm petty.
You're very petty. It's your turn now, though. Your thoughts.
I kind of like said all my thoughts sporadically throughout it. So.
Do we have ratings on this?
No, we don't. Landry gave it an 8.
Yeah,
Gervain
gave it a 9.
Well, I'll say this. Two things I'll say. First thing I say, I was holding up 3, but I actually meant 4. So for Landry, I think if they're doing this range the way I think they're going to do it, I think the really acerbic, when you're really going to see the Doctors go at each other, is going to be Out of Time 4 when he meets up with 7, because 10 clearly does not like 7. He clearly does not.
Wait, have they
like 7.
So met before in an episode in a Big Finish?
No,
I don't think so. But that's the one I'm looking forward to. But I give this an 8 because
freak.
Oh yeah, no. I think that's going to be the one. That's the one I'm licking my lips over. Is the 4th one if they get that far. But for me, I give it an 8 because of the Time Agent. Because I agree with Pixel, and Jimmy, the Cybermen. Even though they're one of my favorite villains, they just were not a constant threat. Joseph DeLong definitely outshined the Cybermen in terms of this episode, in terms of being the threat, if you will. Yeah.
I got a question for Landry because you're more, you're a better thinker for this subject, I think. There's a part where Tina says, I don't know what she was trying to go for. I don't understand her meaning when she was talking to the Doctor saying, oh, me, us, especially women, we don't understand this. Is it? And then she said like a scientific name. What was she going for in that? Because I don't really understood. I didn't understand that part.
I mean, I felt like it was basically you're automatically underestimating me, and I will show you that you should not underestimate me kind of moment. I thought it was a purposeful, like, oh, I'm just a silly little girl. Boom, boom, boom. I solved your problems. That was how I took it.
Okay. Because for me, it felt like it kind of just came out of nowhere, so I didn't understand it.
It did, because I didn't feel like they diminished her in any way that would warrant that response.
She was defending the honor of time agents.
That's what they were
She's just arrogant.
As time agents, then I could have understood it. But I didn't really feel like it was a warranted comment. I thought it was a little out of the blue, and that was basically my take.
Because I reason I asked you because I thought you probably noticed something that I did.
I did notice that bit, and I did think that I didn't think it was specifically warranted. It didn't feel like there was a foundation. If they had been dismissing her in some capacity earlier on, this kind of the whole, like, if you introduce a gun in the first act, it needs to fire in the third act. Well, they fired the gun, meaning that she delivers this, I'm going to flip this around and show you that I am competent, while mocking you a little bit about it. But they didn't mock her, unless I missed it. They didn't mock her to begin with. They never introduced the gun. They simply just showed it up and fired it.
Well, actually, Fifth does do it in the very beginning, but because it wasn't kept up, by the time she hit him with that line, you'd already forgotten the fact that he basically called her out for having the wrong wardrobe, I think it was, at the very beginning of the story.
So
that's right.
That was about it.
So my favorite part is after that moment where she says, no, us humans, us women, and blah, 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 blah. It's the Fifth Doctor who says, I don't know how I feel about being bossed around by an agent. And the 10th Doctor says, well, at least she's not Tegan. She's been right so far, so let's go.
I give this an 8. I give it an 8 because there wasn't that moment in it that made me in particular go, oh shit, this is really good. It was just a constant. I'm enjoying this a bit.
It was just
fun.
Yeah,
but like a little bit more than fun, because I really did enjoy it. But it wasn't like War Doctor Begins Volume 1 where you're like, oh fuck, this is getting big.
I was disappointed by how short it was, but I think that was the nature of it.
It was only one episode.
I'm not going to take points off for that.
Yeah. So I give it an 8. Chris, did you give it a rating?
No, I didn't. I'd also give it an 8. Yeah, same thing. Like, I just enjoyed it. I think it was good because it's just enjoyable. Yeah, the Cybermen stuff is very lacking. Even looking at like behind the scenes stuff, it was it being multi-doctor was more important, and Cybermen were just.
Oh yeah, they said that. Yep. They the Cybermen part came later in the story, like the plan. You could feel that. Like they really just try to. What's something we could build around these two doctors that would be fun?
Yeah, the writer said the writer said that this story for the 5th and 10th Doctor to meet was actually planned before the Out of Time 1, because how close that Peter and David are, because they're family.
I should tell you about the multi-doctor story I tried to pitch to Big Finish.
Please do.
Okay, it basically starts. I can tell you this quick. One of the doctors, our point of view doctor, wakes up and he's been kidnapped, and he is in a dimension that is just a convention, and several of the doctors are there, and several of the doctor's worst enemies are there, and they're all forced to participate in panels and signings in a never-ending convention.
Hey. I wonder why that was shot down.
You tried to pitch that? You tried to pitch that.
Tried to pitch it. You got to get them to listen to you to successfully pitch. They weren't listening to me.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even get to the we're going to reject your idea. We're just going to run away from you as soon as we see you kind of stage.
I feel like you came up with that at a convention, like like usual suspect kind of idea.
I spent a lot of time at conventions. But no, it actually could have been really funny as they get increasingly exhausted. Because I figure the whole idea is that the fans are draining their life force. They're feeding on them.
Oh,
I wonder where you. Yeah, I really have no idea where you came up with that idea.
No, it's just a
where
crazy
could that
idea.
be? We just had a conversation about self-inserts. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, real quick, since we're here, Landry missed our live stream. What's your thoughts on David Tennant and Catherine Tate coming back?
I mean, anytime you say those words, my thoughts are good. You cannot say that sentence and have me have a negative reaction. You cannot say those names and have me upset. Like those are that's a golden pair for me with Doctor Who.
Yep.
I mean, that is just peak. And the two of them, no doctor and no companion have ever had that level of on-screen chemistry because they're great friends and you can see it. And I mean, just give them their own show again. I don't even care if it's Doctor Who. Just put the two of them on a new show.
What about Matt and River? Those two's chemistry. Matt, the Doctor and River.
They were fine. They had okay chemistry, sure, but not Tense and Donna.
That's fair.
I mean, it's not saying that any other pairing or relationship isn't really solid or doesn't have great chemistry to say that it is not as good as that, because it is phenomenal. Have you watched them in any, like on the Catherine Tate show, his guest appearances on that?
Yes.
Yes.
The ghost of Christmas Rock or something like that. It was
Christmas present.
Christmas present, but he was a rock.
Comes out to the Ghostbusters theme because it's ironic.
I love the Red Nose special where he was a teacher. You am I bothered?
Yeah,
am I
that was a good.
Are you the Doctor? Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. So no, I'm on board. Like, easily.
Well, I think that finishes this whole video, guys. I think so. Unless any of you guys got something else to say.
I was just going to say that from Out of Time too, and I think with multi-doctor stories as a whole, I'd like to see more companions return with doctors, because I don't know where they're finding these doctors with all the time alone. Just come on, one companion. Tie it down.
That is fair. Tom Baker spent a lot of time alone.
I mean, we only know of him like one episode. He only had one episode where he wasn't with a companion.
He splits off. He splits off. I mean, and watch most of his episodes. I guarantee there were like 3 or 4 scenes where he's not even near his companion.
That's different, though. At the end of the day,
you mean like he's not even
just
with?
Leave for like 100 years his time and then come back. Like, here I am. What did I miss?
You have to know how to pilot it.
River did it many times, apparently. So,
well, she had a good teacher.
Was it that big finish one where
he was sick that day?
The Fifth Doctor accidentally leaves them in like medieval Europe for like 2 years. It's one of the that was a good one. They have to just survive in medieval Europe for 2 years and wait for the Doctor to show back up.
It's a death sentence.
I know it would be.
2 years, everyone survived the day.
The girl who waited 6 days, 42 minutes until she died. All right, so I think that's the end. We are going to call it quits here. Thank you, Gervain from Animated Concepts. Thank you, Landry.
Thank you for having me back on, guys.
Comic writing extraordinaire. Thank you, Chris from Australia and Pixel. So we will see you guys next time. Have a good one, and Geronimo.
Bye.
Call us out, Jimmy. Call us out.